Most of us walk through life with a quiet assumption that if we play by the rules and act decently, the universe will owe us a smooth ride. It's a deep-seated belief in a form of cosmic karma. An ancient man named Job was the ultimate case study for this belief. He possessed vast wealth, a large family, and a moral reputation that was considered spotless. His commitment to righteousness was proactive. Every morning, after his 10 children finished feasting, he offered sacrifices on their behalf, just in case they had harbored some hidden, unspoken sin in their hearts. To the outside world, Job was living proof that virtue buys protection. His life appeared to be a perfectly functioning transaction where goodness was rewarded with safety. But beyond the reach of human sight, a strange conversation took place. A celestial being known as Satan approached God, and their dialogue set a terrifying sequence into motion. Satan presented a chilling hypothesis. Human devotion is inherently selfish. Job only honored God because of continuous rewards. To test this, God removed Job's protective barrier, testing if his faith could survive completely stripped of the blessings that sustained it. Without any warning or explanation, the most blessed man on earth became the subject of a philosophical stress test. The destruction arrived with overwhelming speed. In a single day, raiding parties and fire from the sky obliterated Job's entire livelihood. Every animal, servant, and acre of his prosperity was gone. Before he could process the financial ruin, a final messenger delivered the crushing blow. A sudden storm had collapsed the house where all 10 of his children were feasting, leaving no survivors. Stripped of everything, Job fell to the earth in grief. Yet he refused to curse his creator, reasoning that he arrived in the world with nothing and was prepared to leave it the same way. By rejecting the idea that the universe owed him prosperity, Job survived the first phase of the test. His integrity was not tied to his bank account. The test then moved from his possessions to his person. Job was struck with agonizing head-to-toe sores, leaving him to sit in the ashes and scrape his skin with broken pottery. His wife, broken by her own grief, urged him to take the cynical path, to simply abandon his integrity, curse God, and die. Then came 3 friends, applying a rigid flowchart to his misery. They insisted suffering only follows wickedness, so Job must be hiding a secret sin requiring immediate confession. This relentless blaming isolated Job entirely, becoming an instrument of psychological torture. They badgered him for an apology for crimes he hadn't committed. Eventually, the physical pain and social exile pushed Job to his breaking point. He fractured under the weight of it all. He descended into raw anger, cursing the day he was born, and demanding a formal cosmic trial to prove his innocence. Job mourned his loss. He raged at the unfairness, and he questioned his reality. Yet through the entire ordeal, he never stopped directing his speech toward God. These agonizing demands for an answer proved that even a shattered, fiercely questioning faith is still an active, living faith. After a long silence, an answer finally arrived, but it came from within a massive, churning supercell thunderstorm that dwarfed the human perspective. The voice from the storm provided a shocking twist. There was no explanation of the wager, no mention of Satan, and no justification for his pain. Instead, God delivered a bombardment of questions about the complex workings of the world, asking Job if he could command the morning light, or if he understood the foundations of the earth. This rhetorical barrage forced Job to confront the microscopic limitations of human understanding when compared to the vastness of reality. Confronted with this scale, Job was humbled. He realized that his demand for a simple, logical explanation was based on a view of the world that was far too small. The idea of a transactional universe died in that storm. Virtue is not a coin inserted into a cosmic machine to guarantee a pain-free life. Job eventually saw his wealth and family restored, but that restoration was a secondary postscript to the internal shift that had already taken place. Job's story suggests that true resilience is the ability to endure the mystery of suffering, recognizing that pain is not always a punishment, and silence is not abandonment.